game is going on. It's that time of year again, military time, that is. We've got the 126th Army-Navy football game on Saturday at Baltimore's M&T Stadium. That's at 3 p.m. Yeah, that's right there as the Inner Harbor looking at this. The Midshipmen are killing it right now. First place in their conference, but don't count out the Black Knights just yet. And here with me now to join me in the discussion, two very special guys, Rich DeMarco and Joe Miller, who are they're set to do the play-by-play for the game. I love it. We talked to you guys last year. Appreciate you guys coming back. Thanks for being here. I know you're doing the circuit, but I've been waiting to talk to you guys for a couple of days.
Thanks for having us back.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great to be with you.
Absolutely. So what are we thinking about this game right now? The Navy, let's start with Navy, the Midshipmen. They're doing great. And now I've got skin in the game because my son is reporting for boot camp in April.
Yes, sir.
So now I got someone to root
fantastic.
for. Yeah.
Yeah, they're having a great year. They're 9-2 coming into this game, coming off probably their best two wins of the season. They beat South Florida a couple weeks back, and then on Thanksgiving night, they beat Memphis down in Memphis. So won a share of the regular season American Conference title. They're trying to win 10 games for the first time back-to-back ever in Navy history. And, of course, they are the defending CIC champions after they beat Army last season in Landover. And they're headed to a bowl game, headed to the Liberty Bowl, back to Memphis in a couple weeks' time to take on Cincinnati.
Wow. Rich, what about the Army guys? They just started out a little slow, but they picked up. Now they got a winning season on their hands.
Absolutely. Winning season, though, need to win this game on Saturday to stay above 500. Of course, they'll have a bowl game as well coming up on December 27th in Baltimore, the Fenway Bowl against Connecticut. But, yeah, it's been a really good season for Army, especially the way the team has improved throughout the year. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, started 1-3, but was able to really bounce back. And coming off maybe the most impressive win of the season for Army outside of the win at Kansas State in September, and that was a 27-24 win on the road at UTSA, a team that had never lost a conference game at home. So Army earning it there at the end of the year, that second straight bowl game, 7th in the last 10 years. And now it's on to the Commander-in-Chief's trophy if Army can win this game on Saturday.
Big time, yeah. Start 1-3 and enter this 6-5.
Starting to roll.
Any standout players, any game changers that maybe folks haven't seen too much film so far this season, but they're excited for this big game? Someone that could have a big influence on the game?
I think offensively for Army, Noah Short really is their big player. I know Brady Anderson, a receiver, has caught a few downfield passes. Samari Howard's had a bunch of catches. So if you're looking for names that maybe aren't on the tip of the tongue for people that follow Army and Navy, maybe Samari or Brady. But really it's been Noah Short and Cale Helms are the ones that really make the offense go. And not maybe as many weapons as last year, nor as many weapons as Navy has right now with the consistency that those players carry the ball, but those are the players who will need to make it happen for Army.
Yeah, and for Navy, it's number 22, Eli Heidenreich. He has set most of all of the receiving records at Navy this season, career leader in yards, touchdowns. He's got a chance to break the single-season record here on Saturday. He's been a big part of what they have been offensively. Blake Horvath, their quarterback, and number 46, the running back, Alex Teska, who's had a great senior season. And on the defensive side, Landon Robinson, he was the American Conference Defensive Player of the Year. So he's had a tremendous season. So that senior class who has been so strong through their 4 years, a chance to, those would be the names that you'll look out for on Saturday.
Navy history.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'll tell you what. And it looks like you guys are going to thread the needle with good weather. So let's talk about the weather for the game, right? You've been in a series of Clippers so far, but if the game goes a little bit longer, we might see that rain/snow work in. But right now, rain impact, snow impact is light. Same with the wind, the temperature. It's a low ROE, which is a risk of weather impactfulness. We'll see what it looks like.
Yeah.
But look at the temperatures, mid-40s. This is going to be a high-scoring game, gentlemen.
By recent standards, that's as good as you're going to do temperature-wise.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, I think the weather is going to cooperate with us. Earlier in the week, they were talking about a little possible snow. They've pushed that back. So it looks pretty good. Game time, like you said, in the 40s. Yeah, we had some snow in the Annapolis area a couple weeks back through some practices with some snow, so they're ready for that if that happens. But yeah, I would expect. We went back and forth. I think Navy can score some points. It'll be interesting to see time possession battle, how that'll dictate the scoring trends in this game. Because if Army does get the ball and holds on to the ball and has one of those long drives, then you will see that score line drop a little bit. But I think the Mids can score some points on Saturday. So, I think it'll be a little bit more of a higher scoring game than usual.
Yeah, I think, I think the weather, and you talk about threading the needle, right? It was like 15 degrees a couple of days ago on Saturday night, but it's going to be 40, 45 during the game. I think, Army's going to have to hold on to the football, and it's against Navy, a team that likes to hold on to the ball as well, but it's got to be the same game plan they've had throughout the year, because Navy, although it's a team that runs the option, a similar offense to Army, they have explosive players that really, the more shots Navy has, and not even time of possession, right? Because that's an overrated stat. It's number of possessions in the game. Army needs to limit the number of possessions that Navy has to really be able to limit the opportunities those big play players have.
Yeah, Rich and Joe, last question. Have you been able to see the uniforms yet? How do they look in this year?
Yeah, they look fantastic. Yeah. I mean, the navy blue uniforms, it's sort of paying homage to the United States Navy, the United States 250th anniversary next year, and of course the USS Constitution, sort of taking some of their imagery and working it into the uniforms. The helmets look amazing, just unbelievable artwork done on those. We were talking earlier about 4 hours to paint each and every helmet for Navy. Wow. And you're talking about around 100 players that play for Navy. So that's a lot of time and energy spent in just putting the helmets together for the game. They look spectacular.
And I think for Army, the 250 years of the United States Army, which was founded in 1775, a year older than the United States itself, in an all-white uniform, a silver helmet, actually white with some marble textures and touches on the uniform, really tells the story of the U.S. Army, from purple trim honoring the Purple Heart recipients to the calligraphy font, not unlike the U.S. Constitution.
Dang, I can't wait to see this game, you guys. And have a good time calling it. You guys always do. That's Rich DeMarco and Joe Miller, Army and Navy play-by-play announcers. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate the time. And
appreciate it.
Let's go.
Thank
go
you.
Navy.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, go Navy.
Go Army.
All right, gentlemen, thank you.